So there's something been bugging me for quite some time now, and that is determining who the deuteragonist is in Inuyasha. At first, I was like, okay, Kagome is obviously the protagonist, and Inuyasha is the deuteragonist, right? But no, the actual fact is that they're both, they're dual, they are duo protagonists because they're both equally important at the same time. Now, maybe Inuyasha is a deuteragonist, and maybe Kagome is the protagonist, because Inuyasha does come into the story a bit later than Kagome. Actually, no, wait. He's the first character we see, if I remember correctly, from chapter 1. But then I started thinking about this, okay? What if Rumiko Takahashi made this to where on one end we have Inuyasha's group, then on the other end we have, wait for it, Seshoumaru's group. Okay, with Inuyasha, we get, of course, Inuyasha, Kagome, Shippo, Sango, Miroku, sometimes the blacksmith, whose name I can't remember. God, I can't remember that name now. And Miyoga, the flea. Sometimes those two. But the other 5, majority of the time. And we also follow Sesshomaru, Jakin, and Rinne as another group. So perhaps the whole protagonist and deuteragonist is separated into these 2 factions and not just one character that's what they are versus another character. Maybe it's not, maybe it's like that. I really don't know, but if we go by the whole like red Oni, blue Oni deal, with the red Oni being much more out there, extroverted, I'd say that's Inuyasha, and blue Oni, which is much more introverted, I'd say that would be Sesshomaru. Granted, you probably think, okay, how can Inuyasha be extroverted when he's pretty much wanting to be by himself a lot of the time? Well, I'd say, see how he handles wanting to be alone. It's like he wants to be alone, but he still wants people around him at the same time. You know? And before I start talking about this review, let's do some house chores, shall we? First and foremost, give this video a thumbs up. That way the YouTube algorithm will know that my content is worth watching. As well as, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. And leave a comment. I'll probably ask for all this at the end of the video too. Just warning you, okay? Oh, and after you subscribe, make sure the bell is a ring-a-ding-dingin'. That way you will know when I put out another video. Cause I know it doesn't seem like I am trying to put out content, but I'm trying to be a bit more what's that word? Frequent. There you go. Okay, so within this volume, we're completing one story that started in volume 23, going on to volume 24, and we have another story that's going to be completed, and then another story that will be the start of a brand new arc. And it seems like this arc is going to probably go on for a little while. Maybe. Who knows? I really can't remember an arc that actually lasted a few volumes. Anyways, let's get this started, shall we? Okay, so, as we know, we left off with the castle and the Oni head. So turns out that the big ass Oni head that no one could actually hit was a mirage. And the whole aspect of this story is essentially to give Miroku a chance to shine, basically. Because it's Miroku who finds out that the daughter of I think they call it the Tono. I could be saying that wrong, but yeah, the daughter is actually not the daughter. It's actually the Oni that took the form of the daughter, and the daughter is dead. Well, the daughter has souls inside of her that the Oni had been harvesting, because here's the thing, is that the Oni had been luring priests and other Hoshis and such to its lair, killing them, then harvesting their soul. Now, Miroku would have been, I think it's the 99th or the 100th soul, and the only reason why this Oni is even doing anything is because the massive amount of evil energy that Naraku was emitting through all of Japan just suddenly disappeared. Now, I kind of theorized that Naraku went to this location, which, if I remember correctly, I believe Kikyo is heading there as well, because it's a location that can basically purify any kind of soul or whatever. And I think Naraku is in that location, which is why no one can sense him anymore. Why it seems like he just, boom, vanished from the face of the earth. So long story short, pretty much, Miroku is the one who essentially handles this situation and ends up sucking up the Oni through his hand. You know, I always wondered, when Miroku does his wind tunnel technique on all these creatures, where do they go exactly? Like, is there a pocket dimension that they're sent to? Because I don't think it actually kills them. It just gets rid of them for that moment. And I've always wondered if there was a technique that would reverse that effect, where it would release all of the yokai and whatever that got sucked in back out. I always wondered about that. Always did. Okay, so the second story we got centers around these three little monkey yokai. They're looking for their god, which is referred to as Sarogame. Now, when I was reading this, I felt so damn stupid, because these villagers were referring to Inuyasha as Inugami, and right as they said that, I was like, oh, okay, dog god. That makes sense. But it took me a minute to put together the pieces of Saru and Gami. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's right, Saru means monkey in Japanese. Duh! It's a monkey god. Why didn't I fucking think of this? And so it turns out that I think it's called a Shintai, which, if I remember correctly, I believe Shintais are stones used to like honor different types of gods or high-ranking spirits. I could be wrong about that. But apparently the villagers just didn't think nothing of it and took the stone and were using it to pickle vegetables. Yeah. Kind of weird. But hey, but the one takeaway, okay, from this little side quest, whatever, is that we know for sure that the essence of Naraku had headed north to some place called I'm saying this right, Urodaki. I might be fucking that up, honestly, that pronunciation, or maybe I'm saying the wrong thing entirely. But yeah, he's went to some place in the northern region. And now we get into a massive story arc, which I've heard a lot of praises of this arc from a lot of anime fans, and I had always wondered if that was an anime only kind of thing, or if it actually happened in the manga. And now I know what actually happened in the manga, and that is the Band of Seven. So, the Band of Seven are 7 mercenaries that were so powerful, okay, that it took a couple of lords to basically round these fuckers up and overwhelm them with numbers to where they could behead all 7 of them. So, these fuckers are already dead, okay? So now we got zombies in this bitch. Inuyasha meets The Walking Dead. Except, unlike zombies, they have their consciousness. And the first one we meet is a big demon looking of a man named I think it was Kyoukotsu. And Kyoukotsu is confronted by Koga. Probably the only time so far in this story that Koga does something fucking useful. He's kind of done useful stuff before in the past, okay? I'll give it to him like that, but this is probably the only time he wasn't annoying. And I didn't hate the fact that he was in the story. Maybe because he wasn't trying to egg on Inuyasha, or the fact that he wasn't just trying to hit on Kagome, that he was there and he ended up defeating one of these villains. Unfortunately, this was actually the weakest out of all of them. Straight up, he was the weakest. And with Koga's fight, okay, Koga's fight shows us how these beings are defeated. You see, the reason why they are being reanimated is due to the Shikon fragments that are placed inside of them. Basically, we got a Kohaku situation, because if you remember, Kohaku is only alive because he has a Shikon fragment in his, I think it was like his upper back or lower back. Can't quite remember where it was, but whatever. I digress, okay? So, by removing this fragment, the flesh decays, and they're dead. So we meet 2 other members of the Band of Seven. There are 4 more that do not show up. The other ones we meet are I think his name is Jakotsu and Mukotsu. So Jakotsu is the fucking Ichimaru Jin of Inuyasha. Now, why I say this is because, like Ichimaru Jin from Bleach, his blade can extend and retract, but it's also very snake-like as well. And we get to see this guy fight. He just chops the fuck out of people, and also to the point where when Inuyasha fights him, Inuyasha is getting damaged because he can't really follow the snake-like movement of the blade. Meaning that if the blade looks like it's coming towards him, Inuyasha goes to block, the blade can still then move around and hit him in the shoulder, in the neck, whatever. And that's because I think it's because Jakotsu can use the blade like an extension of himself, or at least that's what I'm theorizing, or I was theorizing while reading it. And the other dude, Mukotsu, utilizes a variety of poisons. So it looks like Mukotsu is going to be fighting against Sango, and I get the feeling that in the next volume we're going to see Inuyasha take care of Jakotsu. Now, for a split moment, there was a little bit of Seshoumaru's group in this volume, and I get the feeling that Seshoumaru's group is going to end up facing off against a couple of the Band of 7 members. So, the way I see it is this, okay? There are 7 of these guys, right? First one got taken out by Koga. One's going to definitely get taken out by Sango, and probably a mixture of maybe Sango and Kagome are going to take out Mukotsu. That's what I'm assuming. Jakotsu might be taken out by Inuyasha, or maybe he'll get taken out by Miroku. That's also a good possibility there. That leaves us with 4 more, which one's definitely getting taken out by Inuyasha. One's definitely getting taken out by Sesshomaru. The other 2, hard to say, because maybe the other 2 will get taken out, or maybe one of the other 2 will get taken out by, I don't know, I'm just fucking spitballing here, a combined effort by Shippo and somebody more powerful, or another one be combined effort of like Rinne and Jaken and somebody else. Heck, maybe Kohaku will show up, and maybe Kagura will also show up at some point and provide aid. Because as we all know, both Kohaku and Kagura, even though they have an allegiance towards Naraku, they don't always follow Naraku's orders. Oh yeah, by the way, it's heavily hinted that Naraku is the one that brought this group back to life. Only because I can't remember called in Japanese, but the poison insects are seen basically floating nearby. One of the 7, and that was Kyoukotsu, was seen floating by that guy. So that's where I'm theorizing that Naraku is the one that brought this group back to life. And hey, if he's going to bring back a group of humans back, okay, that will give his pursuers a hard time, yeah, he would bring back a group that that feudal lords took an army to in order to eradicate. That speaks fucking volumes right there. Straight up. Alright, so, what do you guys think of Inuyasha Volume 24? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Once again, let's go through the house cleaning again. Give this video a thumbs up. That way the YouTube algorithm will know that my content is worth watching. As well as, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and hit that notification icon. That way the bell is ring-a-ding-dinging, and that way you know when I put out another video. Also, share this video with your work colleagues, with your friends, with your dog, with your cat, with whomever. Let's get this out there. Alright. Hope you guys have an awesome day. Bye.